In conclusion, this is the first articulated theoretical model of how evolution has adapted human biology to preserve our individuality from one physical life to the next. As promised, we presented that 6-step process of Phi Alpha: activation, memory organization, memory prioritization, memory encoding, memory emission, and memory reception within the spinal cord of a human fetus. The most compelling argument that Phi Alpha exists is the nature of evolution itself. Evolution is based upon survivability. Individuality cannot be passed on by traditional generational genetic transfer. Individuality isn't like eye or hair color. Individuality is not a generalized trait that can be passed throughout a species population like muscle tone or adaptability to climate. Individuality is a uniquely created form from specialized memories, from uniquely specialized individual life experiences and individualized emotional loading of those experiences. Phi Alpha is the most logical approach evolution would have taken to respond to the risk that human physiological death would result in the loss of the unique information of our individuality, in violation of the universal law of information conservation. And as we know, universal laws cannot be violated. The impact of this theory cannot be ignored. We're going to talk about some of those consequences now. First, if life after death is an evolutionary and a physiological event, can it remain a religious one? Put another way, if Phi Alpha exists, does it result in the death of religion? As humanity has come to know it now, the afterlife has been generally viewed as the property of the religious. Concepts of an afterlife have been limited to good versus evil, heaven versus hell. Anyone wanting to go to heaven as an afterlife logically needed to obey their religious leaders and their scriptures. If all that holds religious faith together is the faith of the believer in an afterlife, Phi Alpha will have a significant and negative impact upon all major religions. If the afterlife is not a creation of religion but of evolution, will anyone have a realistic reason to have religious faith? Will the choice of moral behavior over immoral no longer be dependent upon religious belief but upon individual preference? Will this be a benefit to humanity or a curse? Could it be a bit of both? Many questions, no answers. However, personally, I distinguish between the religious and the spiritual. I distinguish between the religions humans create to try to control our individual spirituality and the individual spirituality that we create from within. Individuality has always been seen as a threat to the power centers in any human organization. Religious organizations are no different. History teaches that most religious faiths have at one time or another been corrupt, warmongering, hateful, and violent in order to preserve the power of their elites. Human spirituality, on the other hand, cannot be controlled from the outside. It's solely in the possession and control of the individual. I have great faith in the spirituality of humanity and its impact upon us all. Spirituality has nothing to fear from Phi Alpha or evolution. In fact, I believe spirituality is as much a creation of evolution as is Phi Alpha or any other genetic trait. The great cosmologist and philosopher Dr. Carl Sagan once said, quote, "Science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality. When we recognize our place in the immensity of light years and in the passage of ages, when we grasp the intricacy, beauty, and subtlety of life, then that soaring feeling, that sense of elation and humility combined together is purely spiritual." The notion that science and spirituality are somehow mutually exclusive does a disservice to both, unquote. This video is based upon the Phi Alpha theoretical model presented in the book Immortality, The Science of Forbidden Fruit, available in paperback and ebook through Amazon, Ingram Spark, and other major retailers. To review the scientific research upon which this theory is based, or to review the theoretical model in its entirety, I encourage you to read the book. This is Michael Tewell. Thank you for watching, and good night.